Hello, my beautiful Tauruses. This is Karen the Forest Empress, and I am here with your April reading for the last 2 weeks of the month. I will be I did 3 cards for each week, and then I will be pulling a Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle card as well as a Witch's Rune to tie the reading for these last 2 weeks of April all together. So the first thing we have coming up is the King of Cups. This could be a person that you are dealing with in the 3rd week of April. This can be someone who is, somewhat emotionally stable, someone who has a good handle on their emotions, and it is likely a male, but it doesn't have to be for these general readings. It could actually be a strong female who embodies the traits of the King of Cups. But this is someone who might be coming up for you, and and the other one of the other cards that we pulled with him for the 3rd week of April is the Hierophant in reverse, and that could actually mean that there is some bad advice that could be given, and it could also be kind of a blatant disregard for things that have gone on before. So kind of like not learning from earlier mistakes. And it could be in regards to this person who is embodying the traits of the King of Cups. This person is probably a water sign. So it would likely be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces that you could be dealing with. The other card that we got for the 3rd week of April is the Seven of Pentacles, and this card has come up in the other 2 readings that I've done already, which would be, I already did Pisces and Aries, and this card has come up upright in both of them. So this might be a kind of a universal message for all the signs since he keeps coming up. So this is someone who has worked really hard, or it's probably talking about you, that you have worked really hard for what you have, and you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, but there's still some patience needed, and this person's not too happy about the way things are going. It looks like he probably would like for there to be more happening for him. He looks a little sad there. But, it's just saying that patience is needed, and possibly also with whatever you're dealing with in regards to these cards in the 3rd week is, just use your intuition, because if it sounds like it's bad advice, it probably is. So if you're feeling kind of like bewildered about what's going on in your life, and you're not seeing things come into fruition the way that you would like to, and people all around you are yammering on and trying to give you their 2 cents about it, just trust in yourself, trust in your own intuition, and maybe don't listen to all that kind of background noise, because sometimes that just can change our pattern of thinking, or else just distract us from what is really important. And Tauruses are really hard workers, and they are really good at kind of maintaining their resources. And I kind of think of Tauruses as actually being pretty patient people. So this might not be something that's going to be that difficult for you. Now, the 4th week we have, and I'm just like dropping everything, the 4th week of April. And actually, your birthday would be coming up, Tauruses. So as we get into the end of April, we're getting actually into Taurus time. So this is, really your time to shine. And the first thing we have coming up, the first card coming up in the 4th week of April, is the 6 of Swords. And this is a card of travel. This could be a card of getting away from whatever ails you. If it, seems like this 3rd week is really overwhelming, then take a break, and preferably go somewhere where you can be around water, because it seems like that is what I'm getting for what would be the ultimate healing for you. This 6 of Swords. So this also is saying, to be kind of to have discretion with whatever it is you're doing. And this kind of came up with Aries too a little bit, that you shouldn't really be speaking your goals out loud to people that you don't necessarily trust. And in this age of social media, it's very easy to just hop online and just say whatever plops into your head, on your feed. But, that might not be the best option. It might be better to actually kind of keep to yourself and maybe take a little retreat for yourself, and don't share really what it is you're planning, because then it's all the more satisfying when you succeed. Then you don't have to explain a failure to all your Facebook friends or whatever. You just kind of, you know, you can share when the time is right, and you'll know when that is. So we also have here the Fool is coming up in reverse. The Fool is, you know, he is pretty self-explanatory. He is the Fool upright. And when he is in reverse, it can mean just flat out folly and madness. It's saying to look before you leap. So, you know, things really need to be thought out in the 4th week. It's kind of like I was saying that maybe you should go somewhere and take a little retreat and maybe not share everything that's going on in your life right now. Because we also have the 9 of Cups in reverse coming in the 4th week as well. And this can be kind of, you know, carelessness, or maybe not like taking everything into account. Maybe a little bit of vanity in there too, but you know, just make sure that you're kind of operating from your highest good and you know, recognizing your ego. We all have egos. We all came here to deal with our egos, and each soul, you know, is aware of that when they come down. Some people have a little more egos than others, but you know, it's saying that, you know, this, as long as you kind of realize that you have an ego and you kind of take a step back from it and say, okay, that's coming, you know, this, what I just said, that might've been hurtful or whatever, it's coming from my ego. It's not really coming from, you know, the light of your soul that is really within you. So just as long as you're aware of it, I think is the message here. So let's pull a Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle card and tie this together. And we'll also read from the book and see kind of what it has to say. So let's see. We got the High Lady of Love and Compassion. And something I actually just totally forgot to mention about the 9 of Cups is that it could be, you could be feeling neglected in your relationship if you are currently in a relationship. And so the best way to react to that is just with, you know, reverence, kindness, and consideration, it says. So it's kind of like that term, kill them with kindness. So if you feel like you're not getting the accolades you deserve, or you're feeling ignored in some way, you know, to try not to get butthurt about it, just or lash out or anything like that. Try to come from a place of kindness and really see things from other people's perspectives. And I know it's hard. So let's look up what the book has to say about the High Lady of Love and Compassion. And she is actually the first one in this book, which is interesting because not only did you get the #1 card of this Oracle deck, but you got the #1 card of the Rider-Waite Tarot as well. So there could be some new beginnings for you here in the last 2 weeks of April, Taurus. And that is excellent. And it would be great because it is actually the start of your solar year. So once the sun enters Taurus, that's the new year for you Tauruses. So that could be what it means by all these zeros and ones and new beginnings. And so whatever excess baggage you have, let go of it, because there could be a lot more wonderful things on the horizon for you, and you won't be able to see them unless you kind of let go of that extra baggage beforehand. So this card is reminding us that only love is real. It is the sole, unconditional, and true power behind all means of manifesting out of the unseen and into the material. Tauruses are great at manifesting the material. You rule the 2nd house. So, you know, all the Tauruses I know, money just kind of comes to them very easily. And so that could be something that you embody as well as a Taurus. Or maybe I just know really lucky Tauruses, Taurians. So be on the lookout for synchronicities, be on the lookout for kind of messages from your angels, because I really think that in these last 2 weeks, you will be receiving them. If you're trying to earn more resources for yourself, be on the lookout for opportunities, be open to them, even if it seems something that kind of out of the ordinary, just kind of take it for what it is, because it could be something that actually could end up being very beneficial for you. So let's pull a Witch's Rune to see how your last 2 weeks are going to play out in regards to all these cards we already pulled. Oops, I'm dropping it. Ooh, you got the Moon. So the Moon rune, and I'm actually just trying to read this description because I don't pull the Moon one that often actually. So there could be some answers to, the answers that you seek. You could look into your past to find answers from. Maybe look at if you've had any issues from your childhood that continue to persist to this day. Maybe take time to really kind of power through it. Sometimes you have to go through emotional things, and kind of go through that suffering, even though it happened a long time ago. Sometimes you just need to get it all out now and move on, because if you are all set to have a new beginning, you don't want to be taking all these excess things along with you, because it's just going to weigh you down. So this the moon rune also would represent that you should be trusting in your intuition. Maybe spending some time with your family would also be good, because it kind of represents like where you come from. And, Easter, I don't know if you celebrate Easter, or, if you might want to get together with your family during these last 2 weeks. And that could be an opportunity for some healing too, because you might need to talk to a family member if there's something from your childhood that's still bothering you. And you want to bring that out into the open and just kind of deal with it and move on. This also is a very feminine rune. So, there could be some things coming up with important female figures in your life. And this also could represent inheritances. So, maybe you could be getting some money from a family member. I know that Aries had that come up for them too. So kind of be open to that as well. Thank you for your patience for all my kind of just blubbering and trying to organize myself. I am a Pisces, that it can explain why I am a little bit, haphazard in kind of all. You should see this desk I have right now with everything all over it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy it, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, take care and happy birthday, Tauruses.